Welcome to Invite Sent. We are a live streaming show where we interview people and play video games.
Help is on the way, dear.
Did he make it in? Did he get all 20? Yes, way to go. If you'd like to be on Invite Sent, be interviewed, and play video games, please go to bubbagaddert.com and request to be on the show. And I'll let you know if the invite is sent. Yeah, get him.
There you go.
Welcome to Invite Sent. Boom! It's an issue with our industry for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Bubba, being in the fighting game community is a hot take for anybody watching.
If you're feeling uncomfortable, imagine how often and how regularly the person you're trying to stand up for feels that way, and they don't even say anything to initiate it. They just are, and someone's attacking them for who they are without even being provoked.
Welcome to Invite Sent. We are a live streaming show where we interview people and play video games.
Help is on the way, dear.
Did he make it in? Did he get all 20? Yes, way to go. If you'd like to be on Invite Sent, be interviewed, and play video games, please go to bubbagaddert.com and request to be on the show. And I'll let you know if the invite is sent. Yeah, get him.
There you go.
Welcome to Invite Sent. Boom! It's an issue with our industry for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Bubba, being in the fighting game community is a hot take for anybody watching.
If you're feeling uncomfortable, imagine how often and how regularly the person you're trying to stand up for feels that way, and they don't even say anything to initiate it. They just are, and someone's attacking them for who they are without even being provoked.
Welcome to Invite Sent. We are a live streaming show where we interview people and play video games.
Help is on the way, dear.
Did he make it in? Did he get all 20? Yes, way to go. If you'd like to be on Invite Sent, be interviewed, and play video games, please go to bubbagaddert.com and request to be on the show. And I'll let you know if the invite is sent. Yeah, get him.
There you go.
Welcome to Invite Sent. Boom! It's an issue with our industry for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Bubba, being in the fighting game community is a hot take for anybody watching.
If you're feeling uncomfortable, imagine how often and how regularly the person you're trying to stand up for feels that way, and they don't even say anything to initiate it. They just are, and someone's attacking them for who they are without even being provoked.
Welcome to Invite Sent. Welcome. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Invite Sent. Thank you so much for being here today. We are so excited to have a fun time talking to a living legend, an expert today. And we're going to play a little Mario Kart when it gets down a little bit. Thank you guys for coming to Invite Sent today. We are in season 3. This is episode 5. Tomorrow, if you're around, same channels. I always want to say same bat channels. I don't know why. I guess that shows how old I am. But same channels. Tomorrow we'll have the Rave Esports show with Angelo Bernhard Thomas from Collegiate Sports Management Group Esports U, the CEO, the Chief Esports Officer, talking about collegiate sports and monetization. And then on Friday we'll have Dr. Claudia Carzana from a little town in South Texas talking about esports and education. And today we're actually going to be looking at a lot of different things because pop culture is huge when it comes to video games and entertainment, and especially the psychology of it all. But I'm going to bring in my amazing guest today, Dr. Rachel Kowert. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are
It's
you?
Kowert. No, I heard
It
you
is
say
Kowert.
it. I said Kowert. I heard you say it right the other day. There we go. That must bug you. People call you a cow. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Great. Thank you. Now, where did the word okay, I know zeitgeist or geist terminology from zeitgeist, like the book, whatever, for when you're going to restaurants. Is that right? Am I wrong? Is
Well,
the connection?
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's not where I made the connection, but actually, I knew I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I was looking for a good name, and I was spitballing ideas with my husband. And
Okay.
Zeitgeist, we lived in Germany for several years, and Zeitgeist
Oh.
is a German word that means essence of the era. And it was just one of those kind of like free association. My husband was like, "What about Zeitgeist?" And I was like, "Yes, that." There we are.
Deutsch spreche, ja? Sprechen Sie Deutsch, ja?
Nicht gut, nicht
Nicht
gut.
gut. I think I asked you that when we were in Boston.
Yeah.
You and Sarah.
And I had the same answer. Nicht gut.
I lived there for a month when in high school, just an exchange program. But
Cool.
and surprisingly enough, and a lot of, this is almost to be announced, but we're moving to London. My wife and I and my kids. So we're moving to London.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
That's
teach
exciting.
at the College of Esports here in the fall for a while.
Very
It's gonna be so
cool.
much fun. But hopefully, I'll get my German and her French better, and our Spanish for all that stuff. But Zeitgeist. Okay,
That's it.
What are
Yeah.
but Geist means what?
So Zeitgeist, Zeit means time. So Geist, I guess, is like the spirit of, so like the spirit of time, because Zeitgeist is like the spirit of the era. Like
Okay.
in the 60s, it was like free love, right? That was
Okay.
the spirit of the era.
Right.
So Zeitgeist is
Psych-
the psychology of the era, is what I call.
Okay.
So that's why I
Okay.
talk about the science of games, because and this is my era. In my era, it's the psychology.
Taylor Swift here.
Yeah,
Your Eras tour.
that's it.
I don't know if you're a fan. I live in Kansas City, so
I'm a fan.
all we talk about is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce right
I'm
now.
a fan. Yes, I'm gonna go see her when she comes
Okay.
to Canada. I'm very excited.
That's right. I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know until a few days ago that you lived in Canada, eh?
Yes, I
said
do.
How long you lived in Canada?
5 years. I am a recently sworn in Canadian citizen that happened
Okay.
last month. So I've been here long enough.
Where'd you grow up?
Texas.
Texas, that's right.
Yes.
Kyle says he'll be visiting me for Oktoberfest. That's great, Kyle.
Oh, that'll be a good time. That'll be a good time.
Kyle, make sure you get on to Elden Ring. It's open. I know you're playing it. So I want to talk about before we jump into the game. I want to show the audience the zeitgeist of pop culture. The Witcher. You created this with some other folks. This amazing. I love the artwork, by the way.
Thank you. CD Projekt Red was very generous to let us use their
That is pretty cool.
official artwork. Yes.
Did you have to tell them, hey, we'll have it free as well as available to sell? What was the?
Yeah, it's a long discussion to get the use of any kind of artwork, but yeah.
Okay,
and they're credited. We have all the copyright information.
Okay. Now I asked you the day, you're more familiar with the series, the book, than the game. I played the game a little bit. I actually I'm real cheap. I check out stuff from the library and play it because it's easier than buying it. But what got you into The Witcher, and is it Henry Cavill and his good looks?
Good question. Okay, so the game was my first exposure to The Witcher. But as I was telling you before the show, we were playing the game in my house in 2015, 2014, which was right around the time my first child was born. Yeah. So it was mostly my husband playing and me watching, a little bit of me playing. So those memories are fuzzy, but that was my first introduction to this world in which I loved. I love fantasy. I love swords. I love all that kind of things. And then I kind of forgot about it because I had 3 children. And then the show came out, and I didn't see it right away. And everyone was telling me, The Witcher's so good, you have to watch the show. I'm like, I don't have any time, blah, blah. And then COVID happened.
Okay.
That's how late to the party to the show I was. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I have nothing but time now. I'll watch it. And like 2 minutes in, I was like, oh, yes, okay. So I think Henry Cavill can be accredited with my reignited love for the series. But the game was my first.
Did you then go and like watch Superman and stuff because of him, or
no?
Okay.
No, my love is very specific to Geralt of Rivia.
That's good. So we've got some contents.
Yes.
I did my scanning of this because you just put this out 2 or 3 days ago, and I can't read this much this fast. This is so much information.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So the book, the whole series of books, we have a whole series called The Zeitgeist of Pop Culture. We take a psychological lens to notable figures or themes in pop culture. So The Witcher had to be first because it's my series and I get to make the rules.
Right.
So we looked at the major characters and kind of themes that come up in The Witcher and took a little bit of a deeper dive into them. So we talk about ethics in the Witcher code. So like Witchers are thought to be these things that are really looked down upon, but really they stick to a really strong ethical code in the way that they choose to engage in the world. We talk about Geralt and non-toxic masculinity, right? He's meant to be this big manly man, but actually he talks about his feelings and he talks about his love for Yennefer, and he kind of rebukes these stereotypes of what you would expect of like traditional masculinity. And then, you know, the Bard gets a chapter, of course. And Triss is the next one because I thought Triss needs her moment in the sun.
Right,
she kind
right.
of but yeah, so it's just kind of looking at all the major themes and the major characters.
I love this. So this main character, Ciri,
yeah.
Yeah, this main character definitely is a theme throughout the book, throughout the story. I was doing a little bit of research. I'm trying to find it now, but she is a main character within the storyline, correct?
She is a main character within the storyline. Geralt takes care of her. She is his ward.
That's right.
He teaches her how to do witchery things.
Okay. So, because in the books, the prominent theme is destiny, with Ciri being a central character, is there, can you highlight like a specific event relating to Ciri's destiny that's been portrayed differently in the series compared to the book?
So many. I'll tell you though, the recent one I was just talking about it was, anyone who's read the books will understand this. In the books, there's a long number of chapters in which Ciri's in the desert, and it was portrayed in the most recent series of on Netflix. And her time in the desert, for me, in reading the books, was really poignant and moving, and she finds her own feet and she learns to rely on herself, and it's really self-motivation of like, don't die, keep going.
Yeah.
And I felt the way it was portrayed in the show was so different that I hated it. I love the show, but I hated the way they portrayed her in the desert. And I was really like, I've become one of those people who watches it, goes, it wasn't like that in the books. It's like that.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to be that person, but I was very much was.
What I also I wasn't talking to you, Ciri, on the phone. What when I think about Henry Cavill and how he loved the storyline, what was the whole controversy around him not doing season 3, and how did that all work out?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of unanswered questions about why he left the show. Yeah. But one of the things was that he thought the story wasn't following the books, and there's definitely certain plot points and turns and stuff that are not in the books at all, and just seemingly completely made up out of thin air. And there's other ones that are changed, like I said, Ciri in the desert, that was changed quite a bit in the way it was shown in the show. So who knows why he actually left? Maybe it was creative differences. I think he also wanted to go back to Superman, right? We saw that was a little bit of a drama, but we'll see what happens. I think we're all sad that he left.
Yeah. Well, I got the game pulled up.
Okay.
We're gonna try and get in here, and we're gonna try and get this game going. Oh, I've collected coins. All right. So you said online play, I think.
I think online play, one player, and then you say one player. Otherwise, it thinks it's 2 players with you in the room.
Okay.
I made that mistake the first time. I'm gonna try to invite you.
Let's see. Okay, cool.
Can I join? No, that's not working. Friends.
If Mr. Turf, if you're in the chat, you can tell us how to join. It'd be great.
All right, you try.
Okay.
I did online play, one player, and then I did friends, and I tried to pick you from the list.
Let's see. Am I not hitting? Let's see. 2 player. Oh, see, it's making me select up the second.
Yeah, so I think you do one,
Mm-hmm.
but I can see your screen, and then go to friends.
Friends, okay. Mr. Turf, I'd love for you to play. There is an opportunity in the future. There, I see you now.
There we are.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's the screen I'm on, and then I can't hit join. That's exactly what my screen looks like.
Oh, I think I create a room. Create a room.
Aha. Aha. The mystery is being revealed.
And I definitely like being Yoshi. Let's see. Yes, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Now, let me okay, let me show the I'm gonna show the ID off screen here so I can get you in.
Oh no, I can do it. I can do it. I see you.
Oh, you see me? Okay, great. All right,
I do.
Turn that off. Okay.
What color Yoshi did you pick?
Green one. I think I see you. Okay. So let's just do this. I don't know. Let's just do a normal race. Let's start. Let's see. All right. You should be in.
I'm here.
No teams. Normal item. Okay. All right. All right. Little me. That's not my me. That's not my me. I think my me looks different. Okay. I think we should start a Rainbow Road because it's a very common one, but I don't even know.
Okay, Rainbow Road.
I know
Rainbow
it's
Road.
there. It is right there. That's just the most iconic one that I can think of. It's a little harder. Okay, so we're talking about Witcher. Oh, it's gonna give us some options. Great.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, that's okay. It's fine. Oh, we got
Rainbow Road.
Okay. So there's a story of you losing your Switch just recently. You told me it was the kids, but who was playing Switch in the bathroom? Was it your husband? Was he playing Switch in the bathroom?
It was honestly the 2-year-olds dropped the Switch in the toilet because he thought it would be funny. And to his credit, he found it hilarious.
Yeah.
But
I guess I would too.
Oh shit! I pushed the brake for no reason. You see, I don't.
I learned a little bit of drifting. I played in one tournament. I don't know why I was asked.
What?
I was at the place and they were like, no, that does not mean I'm any good. No, this is not by any means that I'm good. That was just asked to play because they needed somebody. And like, I'm learning like what buttons to hit to go. I just had to remember just now, but teaching me how to jump and drift and all this other stuff is actually, I'm doing a horrible job with it. I think the drift helps. I am very good at Cruising USA and the arcade. That was kind of my jam. This is definitely not it.
Oh shit! Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, no, Cruising USA is all. And I wonder why my kids say bad words. Cruising USA is a classic arcade game. I also loved that one.
Cruising USA saved my life once. My mom and I, we were. It was a rainy day, and I was driving her car somewhere in downtown Oklahoma City, and a car hydroplaned coming onto the highway from the on-ramp right in front of us. And I somehow miraculously swerved as they hit the wall, the guard wall, whatever.
Wow.
And I got us out of the way. And, oh, there you go. Take it over.
Yeah,
and so there's different modes I think we should play as well here in a minute. The kind of just run around the arena. Anyways, oh, nice. So I swerved, got out of the way, and my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, how did you do that? How did you survive? Well, how are we alive?" I was like, "Mom, video games.
Cruising USA.
Cruising USA."
And people want to say it doesn't teach you life skills. I mean,
exactly. Now you spend a lot of time with those conversations. I know we both do, but man, you are in the Wall Street Journal, you are in the Atlantic, you're in the New York Post, the Washington Post. Name all the magazines and articles and shows you've probably been on there talking at conferences for years. Mm-hmm. What is the worst question you've ever gotten, you think, from a parent?
The
or
worst.
a parent or an adult, let's just say.
Oh, gosh, there's so many.
So many.
I think the kind of repeating question is always about, is playing a violent video game going to make my child violent?
Mhm.
And I could be somewhere talking about The Witcher, and they will still ask me about playing violent video games and violence. That is like the one constant. In the 15 years I've been doing it, that question has not changed.
You've recently gone on to a very what has driven you recently to push the narrative against violence video? You in the past 6 months, year, I've really seen a lot of content from you on that, and quite often, even yesterday or this morning, you posted about grooming, which I remember I got to be in the New York Post or whatever, watching one of them talking about that because of Instagram and social media grooming and stuff. But and I know there's some video games mentioned in that article. Just, honestly, I kept reading through it thinking, okay, when are they going to start blasting video games? And it was a very long article, and it didn't really come until towards the end. But it's good that they talked about and what you talked about, and then you were commenting with some people about just what parents are doing to really mitigate that. But over the past 6 months, year, I guess you've been really hitting it hard. What has driven you to that?
I mean, I think that I'm just tired of the same arguments about violent video games and violence.
Yeah.
Because it's completely missing the point of the important conversations that we should be having around what are they experiencing in their social environment? What are these other social and environmental factors that we should be considering when we talk about our kids going to commit crimes or being groomed for something that it detracts from the actual interesting conversations and important conversations. And I find too, when like working with the industry and interfacing, talking about violent video games in the media, like Mortal Kombat, like those conversations, it's really done such harm in progressing any kind of fruitful conversation about the actual harms that are occurring in gaming spaces. So I find myself talking about it more because I want to bring attention to the fact that there are harms. No, it's not inherent to games, and no, it's not games' fault. But just by saying violent video games don't cause violence, which is true, shouldn't stop the conversation, right? There's other important things to be said. So yeah.
I think it's driven a lot of us to have more of a conversation. So thank you for having those.
Glad.
Those.
Good.
I really after reading Mortal Kombat just recently, more by his name is blanking me. Yeah, Chris. Yeah. I really with the foundation that I run, I've spent a little bit more time in the section we have on our big research guide in violence in video games and addiction, and I actually took off some stuff from the APA because I thought it was even the APA is saying, they're reaffirming that there's no link. But then as I studied more, there's so much money and political lobbyists and everything that have been behind this push for so many years.
All of it.
With bad research.
Yes.
Bad
and
research.
We see that too with addiction so strongly. Like the World Health Organization classified gaming disorder. Andy Shabilsky, who is running the Oxford Internet Institute, he requested, he's like, show me the data. Like, that's curious. Like, if you're, why don't you show me the data? And the response that they gave was something to the effect of, it is impossible to demonstrate, to share the evidence, but like, trust us, we have it. It's like, what?
Wow.
Like, that's not a thing. And so it's raised a lot of concerns that, this was clearly like a political, maybe they were under political pressure to make this diagnosis and classification. Because it's certainly not a research-based decision.
Yeah. I've always been bugged by government oversight. That's not even it. Oh, I'm about to go. Oh. Oh my gosh, I got turned around.
Oh.
I got.
The last minute.
I tried to get you. I've always been bugged by lobbyists. Let's just say, and I worked with a city and a chamber of commerce and stuff in sports, and like there's a game to play, but still.
I mean,
this
and
bugged me.
It's really strange because it's like, yes, there's a game to play, but we're getting it in both directions, right? So from some groups, we're getting it's all candy and roses and nothing to see here, and then the other direction, it's like addiction. It's like, okay, well, there's something in the middle that is actually the reflection of reality that we need to be talking about.
I took Cam Adair's course, Game Quitters, 2 summers ago, in 2021. It was 2021. And it was a 90-day video game fast. And I have there's a whole video of him interviewing me. And I spent 90 days in the summer without video games. And I lost like 40 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was getting up every morning, exercise. And what it did, even though I went back to playing games, is it set up tools for me to just be healthier. Because my dad worked at Radio Shack as a kid, so I've been playing forever. So
right.
I understand addiction. I understand my ADD, and I understand carbohydrates and sugar that affect me as well. But like,
sure,
and comorbidity and all this other stuff,
right,
with ADD and addiction. Like I get it, but I definitely think the conversation, especially for my kids, I keep telling them, look, I want to talk to you about dopamine. I want to talk to you about dopamine, and I want to talk why you love playing these games and why you love doing things and why you love anything you do because of dopamine. But also at the same time, I know you guys get angry if we take you off your game. So we're not doing a good job as parents of giving you time limits and all these other things. So can't just blame you. And I think your book, like your Digital Playgrounds book that you have, really is another tool, I think, for us parents.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Digital Playgrounds with it's a book that Amanda Farrow and I are putting together. It's a series, and it really is about giving parents the tools, because it's like, okay, your kids are having a hard time getting off of games. Of course they are. Games are fun and they want to play them. Of course they're going to have a hard time getting off them. So what are the tools that you could have as a parent, or strategies to use to try and make that transition a little better? And it's also understanding, like, some kids don't have the same self-regulation skills as other people. If you have ADHD, right, you might have other problems with self-regulation than a neurotypical person. And it's about giving yourself a little bit of grace, and then giving yourself a little bit of education and tools to be better prepared to handle those situations. Because, like, how do you know unless you know?
Right.
Like, how are you supposed to know these things?
You're about to destroy me again here.
I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't think I've ever done this map before. I feel like
I never played this map. Mr. Turf here in the chat is saying you can do tricks off ramps by pressing the drift button. Bro, I don't even know which button the drift button is.
All right, I'm gonna try that.
I don't even know. All I know is the jump button. I don't know what the drift button is. Okay, that's not it. That's not it.
I think the drift buttons are the trigger buttons at the top, big ones.
I think so. When I hit it, it makes me jump. The drift button is the jump button. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
You jump and then drift.
Oh, okay. So you just gotta hold it or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you in the chat.
I'm glad that chat is teaching us how to play Mario.
He's probably like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing to
watch.
Please, you have to hold the button to drift. Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay, he gave us the advice. There's other modes my kids play with me, is where it's not a track, but it's like an open,
like you fight.
Yeah, I don't know how to get there without uninstalling.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm not gonna mess it up.
I know how to do it like in co-op. I don't know how to do it on
exactly.
Oh, there's an Animal Crossing.
That's Battle Arena. Okay, Battle Arena. Okay, we'll look for their Battle Arena. Yeah. We'll take a break here in a second after this game, and I'll look for Battle Arena without leaving our parties.
Okay.
So, digital playground. So it's a series. So you have 2 books, right? There's
2. It's going to be 6, and each one focuses on something different. So the first one is about basic kind of Psych 101 education around what games are and what they aren't.
Okay.
The second book was more about how strategies and tips on how to play together
Okay.
with your kids, and we're currently writing right now.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
And Amanda's great. If you guys don't know Amanda Farrow's work, she is a game journalist, veteran of the game industry, mom of 4, I want to say.
Okay.
She's great.
Nice. I'll have to now, you and Sarah Hayes, Dr. Sarah Hayes, I met you guys together in Boston at PAX. What kind of work do you guys do together?
So I'm the research director at Take This, and Sarah is a clinical contributor at Take This. So we work on slightly different things. She mostly does more community-based focused stuff.
Okay.
But we are BFFs, and I was at her wedding this year, and it was.
Oh, that's right.
And she's actually, yeah, she did get married. The Zeitgeist of Pop Culture book. She's currently editing the one on Black Mirror. So
okay. Oh, that's a show I really love to dive. I've only seen a few episodes. I need to watch it more.
Well, I just blew myself up.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, that was great. Yes, Black Mirror is the show that we love, but do we love it? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's a bunch of. Aren't there a lot of celebrity co-star? What's it called?
There are now, in the newer episodes. I first found Black Mirror when it was not on Netflix, when I lived in Germany, and Colin introduced me to it. Yeah, so it was kind of a niche thing. Charlie Brooker was famous in England, but not really anywhere else. And then as it gained more popularity, Netflix picked it up, obviously. Found it, and now they have bigger stars and stuff. But
okay.
It's a good show.
It looks good. I've had one of my friends from Texas says I should be watching it. So I started it, but I also tried.
It doesn't make you feel good, Papa. The show, you can't binge it. You can only watch one. There's one about games though, which you might enjoy. It's called Playtest.
Playtest?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to. I have in the past 2 or 3 years I have dove in very deep to video game history. And when I was in London in October, I got to teach all these hundreds of 20-somethings video game history.
That's awesome.
They don't know much about Pong and anything else video games, and I was like, hey, just a few miles from here, it was Benedict Cumberbatch who created the computer. Not Benedict Cumberbatch, but Alan Turing, obviously.
I was like, wait a minute.
So yeah, it was fun to kind of tease. They were very amazed by video game history, and I thought, man, if I'm amazed, and they're in their 20s, they're amazed. I mean, there's so much to really teach. All right, I'm gonna find this battle while we go. I think Mr. Turf says we've got to drop the party and come back, so we'll do that.
Okay.
But. So I want to talk about Take This.
Yes.
I'd love to dive into what was the catalyst for creating that organization, and what is your goal?
Yes. So it was created. It was created in 2014.
Okay.
Not by me, by a group of game developers and people in the games industry who had tragically lost a colleague to suicide, and they realized that they needed a space in which you could destigmatize mental health challenges and have these conversations in a way that is specific and nuanced to the specific challenges, which is being somebody in games. And that's how it was created. And I joined 5 years ago or so. And our primary remit is to provide mental health information and support, destigmatize mental health challenges, and occupy that liminal space in supporting both players and game makers. So game makers have their own specific cocktail of troubles, like layoffs right now, but burnout and discrimination and representation in game content, all that sort of thing. And then for players, a lot of times when they're seeking mental health support and they go to a professional, they may be met with it's the games are the problem. So we're trying to provide some kind of cultural competence around, well, actually the games may be a support, the games may be helping, the games may be positive things in their lives. So let's destigmatize these stereotypes we have around games and instead talk with the people about the other things that are going on in their lives. Yeah.
Okay, love that. Now, where do you take this in the next 2 to 5 years?
I think, well, I'm not sure. I would love to still be there in 2 to 5 years, leading the research for the team. But I think we're making a strong pivot back to our roots, which is focusing on community and fostering the community that we have within Take This, but also doing what we can to support the gaming community more broadly. So I think back to basics, back to the roots, back to the community is where I think we're going in the next couple of years. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am trying to figure out when you create the race, scroll through. Okay, there we go. That's what we need to do. Thank you. I am loving the trouble I'm having trying to find.
It's fine.
The answer. Thank you, Mr. Turf, being here, being our main support.
Our guide. Yes.
Now, what was your first game growing up?
Ooh, first game growing up, Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
It's definitely the first game I remember. I remember my uncle bought us a Nintendo, which was groundbreaking because my parents would have never bought it for us. But the first game I remember loving was probably Final Fantasy VI.
Okay, Final Fantasy VI. Oh wow.
Yes.
That was so.
Yes,
7 was mine, but 6 was great. Oh, you're
6 is fantastic. I also love 7.
Yeah. Okay.
6 is.
What are your main differences you think with 6 and 7 for you first?
Well, I think that in the end, what it probably comes down to is the age at which we are when we played it, and I feel like it's more the nostalgia. I think the story is perfect. I think the ensemble cast is perfect. I loved the way that the mechanics were, that each player had a different way of mechanically engaging in the battle, right? So you had like the blitzes where you push different buttons, you had the guy with the tools, you had Gao who like jumped it, like it was just very unique in that sense.
Yeah.
And I really, where's our guide? How do I shoot things?
Oh, this is just me against you. I thought it'd be like a lot of people.
I'm gonna get you.
I might go back
I
and
have no
change
idea
it.
where you were.
There we go. I think we have to knock the balloons out of each other's.
The stress. Why do you put me in a situation of stress?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna add more characters. I'm gonna go back and add more characters.
What am I doing? Yeah, 7 was great too, though. 7, everyone loves Cloud. Everyone cried when Eric died. Like, it's a good
What? Just kidding. I got the remake on my PlayStation, and I have not gone through very far, but I know I want to. For 7, because my buddy and I, that was something we've sat and played together every day on the PlayStation 1 or 2 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was Go ahead.
I was gonna say I got the remake too, but like the first half of the remake, the first part, but I didn't get very far because kids. But it was beautiful. No.
What was a game that you played the most growing up that wasn't Final Fantasy?
Oh, I played a lot of Mario Kart. I played a lot of Donkey Kong Country.
Okay.
I played a lot of Spy vs. Spy, which was just really frustrating because I have an older brother who always won.
That's you.
Right.
You have one older brother, or you have other siblings?
I have one older brother. Yeah, one older brother. Who, to be fair, is probably the one who is responsible for introducing me to JRPGs, which is now my greatest love in the video game world. But,
to what is it?
JRPGs, so like Final Fantasy and Zelda, and Japanese role-playing games.
I got you. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, I never refer to them that way. That's a good way to refer. Zelda is.
Zelda was big in my house. Still is. I love it.
Tears of the Kingdom. Any of those new games? The Breath of the Wild. Played those yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have time. No, I haven't. I actually haven't. Like, not playing Breath of the Wild is like my greatest gamer shame. Honestly, it's on my Switch. I have maybe an hour into it.
Geez,
yeah, I know.
It is very fun. that's
I'm sure.
that might, you may have to create a pop culture book about Zelda from the beginning to end,
Absolutely.
something about. So I was studying about the first video games you could save, and
Okay.
The Legend of Zelda from Nintendo
Oh.
NES. It was the first one because they had like a watch battery or something in the cartridge. You know, they had the golden cartridge,
Wow.
and it was the first time
That's
you could
cool.
save where your character, save your spot or whatever.
Right.
So now I told my wife this morning, I have a really weird desire to write a book about the history of save games, and not even the history of it, but more. Have you seen Wreck-It Ralph or Ralph Breaks the Internet?
I have.
Okay, so
Yes.
you know in the in the game, in the movie, when the arcade shuts down, they all go through their power cords to the power strip and hang out like at the train station.
Right.
Okay, and they find the internet or whatever. And I was thinking, man, it would be kind of funny to create some sort of storyline about the saved games that are just stuck in the cloud or whatever.
That would be cute.
I like Zelda could just be stuck in a cold case of some sort, you know,
Right.
hyperbaric chamber. But I played a lot of World of Warcraft, and
Mhm. Me too.
oh, you did? Oh man, I can't.
Yes.
I cannot have a guest who has. Every guest I have has played World of Warcraft. I think it is.
Yes.
It is pop culture, I guess. I would write
It
all day
is.
about World of Warcraft if you had a pop culture book.
So we haven't done one yet, but I feel like we should because like I was N level rating, I was doing all the schedules, I was like top guild on the
Oh
server.
no
I was
way!
Very
That's
into that,
great.
Yeah.
Oh my! Okay, I love that. Okay, well I have way too many nerds in the come in here and hang out that are World of Warcraft nerds. Okay.
Okay.
So there, in the more recent years, there was what was called garrisons,
Okay.
and you could create a base in like, I don't know, some map. I can't remember. You could create a garrison, and you would level it up, and you would add more like a mining thing or it's like Minecraft. You could have a place where you can bolt cloth and all this other stuff, but it's a
Really?
garrison.
Okay.
So everybody had their own garrison in the same spot if you're a Horde or Alliance, and all of yours would look the same, but it would be your own in your save game kind of account.
Right.
And so part of my thought about this idea of like a story or whatever about save game characters is all those NPCs are just waiting around for me to come back. Like they're just waiting around, like, and it's gonna be there forever until the game is no more or the world is no more. Like all the save games I have of memory cards from PlayStation or whatever, what is to become?
Where are they?
What is to become? So
They're just existing somewhere.
it's somewhere it exists. So that's my nerdy thing.
That's cool. Alliance or Horde though, I must know.
Oh, I played a lot of both.
Okay.
I definitely played more Horde.
Traitor! Traitor!
I played EverQuest before that. I played a lot of EverQuest.
I did not. Yeah.
And I always select the barbarian character. I'm a big guy.
Okay.
And so I always would select the kind of warrior whatever look, and the barbarian was the choice of mine. So I think it was probably just because I joined it Horde because my buddy did when we were playing EverQuest.
That's
Like, check this
probably
game out.
true. Yeah.
But I am also the person who wasn't really in guilds, and I didn't raid. I think I raided Ice Crown once and got yelled at on Ventrilo by a bunch of
12-year-olds?
yes, and 40-year-olds.
Yes. Oh.
And
okay.
and so I basically every 6 months would create a new character and I would try every race, and I would try every starting point. And I got to know all the starting points very, very well. And that's what I liked about I think it's, and then you've talked about this before, in different articles and videos you've been on about just the escapism of your own world and being somebody different. I like being somebody different. I'm an extrovert, and I'm a 7 on the Enneagram, and I'm an EFJ on Myers-Briggs and all this other stuff. So I like being different people.
Trying different things out. Yeah, absolutely. Let me just clarify. The reason I said 12-year-olds is because their hand-eye coordination is faster than ours.
That's right. And so, for those of you in the chat, yes, what type of doctor is Dr. Rachel? I'll let you.
Psychologist.
You're a psychologist with a focus on how many different things?
I mean, a few. Look, I have a bachelor's in psychology. I have a master's in counseling, but never got my license to do therapy. And then I have a PhD in psychology, and my work in the last 15 years has been focused specifically on researching the uses and effects of digital games. Okay, perfect. That is and a minor in The Witcher.
What does your husband think about Henry Cavill?
My husband's the one who's like, you should watch The Witcher for like a year before I watch it, and now maybe he's reconsidering. Now, Henry Cavill, he's one of us. He's a nerd.
Of course.
He did it for the love of the source material.
He loves WoW.
Yeah.
Yes, he builds his own computers with his shirt
He's
on.
British. What is not to like?
There's plenty to like about Henry Cavill.
Absolutely.
Now, you said alliance, so
yes.
What was it? Just you? What was your history? Your choice of that, a friend? What was it for you?
Yeah, my brother got me into it, and my older brother, he asked me to play for years and years and years before I did, because I was like, I don't have time. The classic story of my life. I don't have time. I was in grad school, so he played Alliance, so I played Alliance, but I would have picked it anyway. I don't know. I just have an affinity with the Alliance. I like to be elf, so I was Night Elf Druid.
Okay. Ooh. I love Night Elf.
Yeah.
That's
Balanced Druid when it was like the weakest spec you could have,
really?
but I like consistently was like, I must be.
I think it's been OP for a few times there in there.
It did. It went back and forth. And then I re-rolled Resto Shaman when Alliance got Shaman because that's what the team needed.
I really enjoy healing in I really enjoy tanking and healing in dungeons, especially with like curse add-ons with like Healbot.
Yes.
I could just do that all day.
Yeah.
And it's so true, the conversations I think we have about WoW of I can hang out and talk to my friends and just hop around and jump on buildings in Stormwind or Orgrimmar for hours and just talk.
Yeah.
All we're doing is just jumping around and just walking through the town, not doing anything in particular, but that's what we're doing.
What's so cool about games, they give us they call it a third place. It's a place where everybody knows your name. It's like the cheers of the internet.
Where did I saw some of that in your writing? Tell me more about the third. Tell the audience.
I did not come up with it. It is a theory from Oldenburg, from back in the day. They talked about third places, which are places like the local pub down the street, where you can go, where you're not there for work, where people know your name, where you're free to know, where you're free to talk. There's specific features about it, but there's a seminal paper by Steinfuller and Williams, two founders of game studies, really one of the two, some of them, who took that and mapped it onto MMOs and was like, MMOs are third place, and this is why.
Oh, okay.
And it very clearly fits onto the criteria. And I was like, oh, that's why you could just go to Stormwind and sit, like, you're not even playing the game. You're not doing quests. You're not crafting. You're just going to be in that space.
Yeah.
Which makes it really special. Yeah.
All right. Your mic just got a little scratchy. I'm going to refresh it and see one second.
Okay.
I think I said it. Okay. Yeah. We'll I think it'll be fine. We're gonna get through this last 10 minutes here.
I'm sorry. I did just get a new mic.
Oh, really? You got a Yeti, it says.
Do you have a Yeti? It's a new Yeti. It's pretty.
Oh yeah, that's odd. I wonder it might be the internet. What you might do real quick, Rachel, is you might try just refreshing the window real quick, and then I'll put you back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. No, it'll come back up.
Okay.
All right, she gets back in, so you got her photo there. You see, yeah, she's very crunchy. It's okay. This is the joys of production, and we're gonna get her back in here in a minute. And we're playing some Mario Kart, having some fun. Hello.
Hello, is that better?
No, that's okay though. Well, we're gonna fit it. We're almost done anyways. We got the good stuff out.
Okay, good.
And we got 25 seconds here to finish our last.
Oh my gosh. Where are you?
I have no idea.
My 2-year-old
I'm gonna refresh
is
mine.
obsessed with. Oh, are you? Okay, go
Yeah, I'll
ahead.
be right back. Okay, yeah. Wait, what's up, Revel? Let's see. Hello. Oh no. Interesting. I'm so sorry. It all scratchy.
I did not win.
I did not either. I don't know what I was doing.
Surprising no one.
Well, as we wrap up here, man,
I don't know what to say.
yeah.
I'm sorry, my microphone sounds awful. Maybe I shouldn't say anything because it sounds awful.
Or I could. Do you have Discord?
I also can't see the comments for feedback.
Do you have Discord? Can you hear me? Oh, I should. There we go. Sorry. Do you have Discord by chance?
I have Discord.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. I just want to get your last thoughts here. I'm gonna put.
I can also change to a headset.
Oh, let's try that for a second. Yeah. Try that for a second. Let's see how that goes. Weird. So if you guys are just checking in, we've been playing some Mario Kart with Dr. Rachel Kowert and having some crazy games. I've lost quite a few. Let's see if it refreshes here. I think you have to go up to settings as well to change. Yep.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We don't have to jump in this game. Okay. So I wanna give you the 60-second hot seat here.
Oh, okay.
And we don't have to play this game. I'll back
Okay.
up it. I want to give you the 6-second hot seat to just talk about whatever you want to talk about, and potentially, where to follow you on socials, anything else.
Sure.
But the floor is basically all yours for 60
The
seconds.
floor is mine.
It's
Oh
all
my
you.
gosh. I should have prepared something.
No.
Well, first, just thank you for having me and letting me hang out with you and your audience. If you are interested in following what I do or learning more about the science of games, I have a YouTube channel. It's called Psychgeist, where you can find me. It also has links there for the other places. I'm on Twitter/X as Dr. Kowert and other social media, things like that. I also have this series of books, Zeitgeist of Pop Culture. Whoop, whoop. Oh, God. There we go. Ooh, there we go. There's The Witcher. And then we just came out with The Mandalorian as well, which is down here, opposite day. Okay. But we're constantly releasing new topics, and it's open. You don't have to have written before. You just kind of have to have something to talk about and a passion for it. We're open to submissions from new voices. So if you are interested in that, we have what calls are open now: Last of Us, Pokemon, and Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that's something to keep an eye on. And oh, thanks. Somebody in the audience said something nice. Thank you. So if you want to keep an eye on that, follow me on socials, and I talk about them everywhere. And I also have a website, rkowert.com, where you can learn about everything I do.
Amazing. Yes, she does rock. Thank you so much for coming on and taking the time.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And schooling me in Mario Kart and being another wower in the list of wowers that we all struggle with that game.
I know.
over many years.
I know.
Well, I am definitely excited about trying to dive in deep to the Marvel Universe pop culture submission. I've got something written, yes, definitely about grief, but in Wanda, but I don't I need to explore a little bit more about grief on my own because like I said, I'm extroverted, so I brush everything to the side and everything's happy for me. So
Yeah.
getting in touch with my feelings is something I will
Into the
definitely have to do.
feels. Yeah, and it's a great chance and opportunity to do that in kind of like a fun and nerdy way.
It really is.
Yeah.
Where's the next event you're gonna be at? The next thing you're gonna speak at? The next thing?
I will be at South by Southwest.
Oh, that's
Actually,
right.
I'm very
You've been there quite
excited.
a few times, have you?
As a attendee, but never
Okay.
as a speaker, because I am from Austin. How come? Usually, when you're from Austin, you leave the city when South by comes. But now I'm going into the belly of the beast. But I'm going to be talking. They gave me an hour. I said, "Are you sure? I'll take it." To talk about. It's called "Stop Blaming Games for Society's Problems" is the name of the talk. So you get the vibe of what it's going to be about. And I'll be at GDC the week after.
Okay. Are you
those are
gonna
my-
be doing anything there?
I'm speaking a couple of things. I'm doing a series of micro talks about advocacy in the game industry, and then I have my own talk talking about trust and safety and hate and harassment and that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to a little bit of travel in March.
Now, this last question. One of your first videos on YouTube was day 2 of an actual. You were at a seminar or an event, and it was your second day talking about gaming. But I think your first day, I'm gonna pull it up here.
Oh god.
Because it was the Clash of Realities keynote 2015.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got up and talked about technology and the theory of digital games and stuff, and you were going more of the positives. But the day before, which isn't on the video here,
Yes.
you were more like and maybe it was like a clickbait kind of thing of video games are bad. I don't what.
I definitely wasn't saying they were bad. On the
Right.
first day, I was talking about the stereotype of
That's it.
gamers and
Yeah.
kind of debunking it. So it'd be like, they say they're lonely, but they're not. They
Uh-huh,
say they're
right.
overweight, but they're not. But what's really interesting about Clash of Realities is they invited me to come to a keynote, and I was like, amazing. It was my first keynote. I was very excited. And like 2 days, and I flew to Germany 2 days before I'm supposed to give it. They were like, oh, you didn't understand what we said. You have to give 2 keynotes. So the one the day before, I had to write in like a day. I was like, what?
Oh my.
The stress. So that one was, I'm glad, not recorded.
Yeah.
That one is not archived.
Okay, so it was on purpose then. Okay.
Yes, I think
All right.
so.
And I guess how much of your thought how much have you evolved since then? Could you have? You've been so consistent over the years. What has evolved for you? Thoughts?
I think that my through line has stayed the same. Games are more good than bad, at the very least neutral. I think my focus on advocacy has gotten stronger over the last however many years, especially since I joined Take This 5 years ago. Definitely advocacy for the industry about just how to be better and do better and make the world a better place. Like, the game industry wields so much power over the economy, but also over, the people who enjoy their digital playgrounds. And I want to use my experience and my thoughts and my knowledge to just make it better for everyone. People who are making them, people who are playing them, better, safer. Yeah.
Thank you again so much for coming on and playing some Mario Kart. I definitely am going to keep. Everybody should follow you on socials and subscribe on YouTube. Check out all that stuff. There's a lot of content to digest and
There's
learn.
a lot.
But if we didn't have the content you provide, we would be aimlessly wandering, trying to figure out so much. So thank you so much again for coming on. And feel free, if you want to stick around the control room, you can. I'm going to shut down the show, and I'll come say goodbye right after that.
Okay.
All right. So thank you everybody for coming today. Appreciate it. Once again, tomorrow around noon Central It's actually, noon Eastern, 11 Central. We'll be with Angela Bernhard Thomas from Esports Management Group, Collegiate Sports Management Group, Esports U, and Dr. Claudia Carzana on Friday. We're going to be playing some Rocket League. But thank you guys again. Stay amazing. We'll see you next time. See ya.
Hello there, gamers and mental health enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into a groundbreaking study that explores the intersection of scholarly gaming and mental health education and how it can impact the self-esteem of adolescents. Picture this, a world where scholarly gaming isn't just about mastering technology-based career skills or dominating the world of video game business. No, it's a world where gaming becomes a gateway to improving mental health. 3 visionary educators and a school-based health intervention expert came together to create a curriculum that aligns with academic guidelines from the International Society for Technology Education. This curriculum spans 40 lessons, delivered over 14 weeks with a minimum of 120 minutes per week. But here's the twist. 83 schools were invited to participate, but they were divided into 2 groups, those with mental health moments and those without. The non-mental health moment group got the scholarly gaming curriculum alone, while the mental health moment group got an extra layer of education. Mental health moments were embedded into 27 lessons, integrating concepts from the PERMA framework and the Collaborative Academic Social and Emotional Learning Standards, otherwise known as CASEL. Now, let's meet our players. 471 participants from both groups, with almost 75% in high school, many experiencing scholarly gaming for the first time. A majority were male, and the racial diversity was broad. At the start, the average self-esteem score was 17.9, with 22.1% reporting low self-esteem. But hold on, the game's just beginning. As the study progressed, it revealed some fascinating results. While 57.7% of participants with low self-esteem at the beginning reported average self-esteem post-intervention, the Mental Health Moments group stole the spotlight. Self-esteem scores improved by 8.3% in the Mental Health Moments group, compared to no change in the non-Mental Health Moments group. How's that for a power-up? Some students even shifted from abnormally low self-esteem scores to normal ranges. The message is loud and clear. Educators,